जो है अभी 5 and you one of the target that was enzyme, and then we discuss the receptor interaction, that how the drug is going to get bind to the receptor and what are the different expressions which we will see. There I said that there is affinity and intrinsic activity, and later on we deduced that whenever a drug binds to the receptor, it could be an agonist, partial agonist, antagonist or inverse agonist. Then the properties of inverse agonist were discussed with you, and its similarities and differences from the antagonist was also being considered. Later on, what the antagonism is, what are the different types of antagonists which are available, which types which we know, and then they were classified or they were explained, and all these different types, they are asked paper with the help of an example. You have to explain it. Whenever you are responding to general pharmacology question, mind it that you have to give an example, maybe one or two, because this is the example which is going to support your text definition or your text explanation of a phenomena. So likewise, we discussed that there are these phenomena that they all depict the reduction in the dose effect. And later on, they were discussed one by one. What is desensitization? What is refractoriness? What is tachyphylaxis? And what is the tolerance? And later on, the tolerance में अगर याद हो तो pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic and cross tolerance, and I said that we will discuss it once we will start with the opioid analgesics. This will be taken up again, but again it is a matter of just common sense, common understanding, that using the word pharmacokinetic and keeping in mind what are the processes, this can induce tolerance. Later on, this was the mechanism which I was asking, that there are change in receptor, loss of receptor, exhaustion of mediators, increased metabolic degradation of drug, physiological adaptation and active extrusion of drug from the cells. Then we discussed the intolerance. We discussed that the difference from the tachyphylaxis. Now sometimes intolerance, it is some of the books they write it in this way as well, that this is the acquired tolerance and this is the natural tolerance. Acquired tolerance वही होगी कि आपने person is consuming a drug and in the same system another drug is added to it, that which is increasing the metabolism or is increasing the excretion. It can lead to the tolerance, or there is some degree of adaptation of the receptors. So all these, some pharmacodynamic or pharmacokinetic principles would be for producing this type of tolerance. But when we say natural tolerance, तो इसका मतलब ये है that naturally the person might be deficient in one specific enzyme. If you remember, once we were discussing the definitions in the I think first or second lectures, there I mentioned you pharmacogenomics or pharmacogenetics. I said these two terms are overlapping, and here your genetic makeup of the person, it governs the response of the drug. ड्रग, हर बंदे के अंदर ड्रग जो है उसने सिमिलर रिस्पांस नहीं देनी. देयर इज अ वेरिएशन इन रिस्पांस इन द पीपल एंड देयर वेरिएशन कुड बी इन पॉपुलेशन एंड दैट वेरिएशन कुड बी इन अ पर्सन एट डिफरेंट ओकेजन. सो ऑल दिस is going to produce tolerance, and some of the books they describe it in a way of natural tolerance and acquired tolerance. So with this we end with the discussed with you today. Now today we have to take up the dose response curve. Up till now, whatever we've been discussing, that was the qualitative aspect. Give you a few minutes back. This is the graph, or we can say that this is what is giving us. Number one, it is telling us the potency of the drug. Number two, it is telling us the maximal efficacy of the drug. Now, what is potency and what is efficacy? Potency and efficacy जो है बेटे, ये पोटेंसी जब हम कहते हैं दैट इज वी आर कंपेयरिंग द टू ड्रग्स वेट बाय वेट, यानी हमने अब वैसे ही मिसाल के तौर पे ले लेते हैं ड्रग ए है और एक बी है। ड्रग ए 50 मिलीग्राम दी और उसने एक हमें स्पेसिफिक दिया, ठीक है, एंड देन वी टुक ड्रग बी and we found that to get the comparable effect we had to use drug B in the doses of 100 milligram. Now if we compare weight by weight we find that the potency of the A is better than the B, although the pharmacologic efficacy जो नहीं उसकी जो थेरेप्यूटिक एफिकेसी या अल्टीमेट इफेक्ट जो हमें डिजायर्ड था वो सेम है। सो दिस इज हाउ यू डिफाइन पोटेंसी एंड इट्स अ रिलेटिव टर्म। रिलेटिव टर्म का मतलब क्या होता है कि इट इज ऑलवेज अ कंपैरेटिव डेटा होता है, आप उसको इन रिलेशन टू अदर ड्रग करते हैं। जब हम किसी का कहते हैं कि रिलेटिवली दिस ग्रुप हैज गॉट taller students and the other group is having shorter students, or relatively people with complexion are in this group, ये चीजें सारी की सारी एक relative terms हैं जिनको हम एक से दूसरे के relation से compare करते हैं। So likewise when we are comparing the potency of two drugs we compare it by weight, and it is going to tell us that this is the amount of the drug which is required to produce the desired effect. Then this curve also gives us information about the efficacy. अब efficacy का मतलब क्या है कि this is the maximal therapeutic effectiveness which a drug can achieve, and it is telling us the efficiency of the drug receptor complex. बुनियादी तौर पे जो एक्शन है वो तो तभी होगा ना जब ड्रग जो है वो इफेक्टिवली रिसेप्टर के साथ बाइंड की एंड इज एबल टू इनिशिएट द सिग्नल ट्रांसडक्शन प्रोसेस। ओनली देन वी विल सी the effects of that particular drug. So these are the two parameters, these are the two clinical informations which we get from graded dose response curve. One is the potency and other is the therapeutic efficacy. Therapeutic efficacy से मुराद ये है जैसे हम डायूरेटिक्स को अगर डिस्कस करते हैं तो डायूरेटिक्स की जो हम एफिकेसी या उनकी हम जो क्लासिंग करते हैं वो ऐसे ही होता है कि ये लो सीलिंग है, ये हाई सीलिंग है। लो सीलिंग और हाई सीलिंग बेसिकली जो डायूरेटिक है इट हैज़ टू रिमूव एक्सेसिव सोडियम एंड वाटर फ्रॉम द बॉडी, और जब आप जिसकी जितनी कैपेसिटी है सोडियम को रिमूव करने की वो उससे बियॉन्ड नहीं जाता, उसकी बेसिस के ऊपर जैसे फ्यूरोसेमाइड कैन रिमूव लाइक 25% और 30% ऑफ द सोडियम लोड, वेयर एज amiloride, which is a potassium sparing diuretic, can just excrete 5%. So comparing the two, we would say that efficacy of furosemide is way better than the amiloride. So this is the way how we do it. और तीसरी चीज हमें क्या पता लगेगी, तीसरी चीज जो हमें पता लगती है जैसे मैंने अभी 2 मिनट पहले आप लोगों को बताया कि once you increase the dose the effect increases till a time reaches when any increase in the dose will not increase the response. Once again it is the shape of the curve. If the curve is steep and is taking and is prolonged, अगर सिप भी है और प्रोलॉन्ग्ड भी है तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, इसका मतलब ये है कि small change in the dose will produce a large change in the response, right? But when the dose response curve soon reaches the plateau, यानी फटाफट रिस्पॉन्स के बाद प्लेट्यू पे पहुंच गया, तो अब हमें इसमें अगर हम इंक्रीज भी करेंगे डोज तो दैट इज not to produce, that is not going to benefit us more, rather it will just add up few of the undesirable or unwanted effect. Now this all screen which is right in front of you is again showing you affinity and intrinsic activity, because sometimes the students they get confused with the potency and efficacy and they say कि भाई ये तो वही चीज है, हालांकि ऐसा नहीं है बेटे। Potency is weight by weight comparison. It is the amount of the drug which is required to produce the effect. Efficacy is the therapeutic effectiveness of the drug, and this depends on the efficiency of the drug receptor complex. Affinity का मतलब ये है कि there is a molecular attraction between the drug and the receptor. An intrinsic activity means that the drug has got the ability to bring about the change which is required to produce the desired effect. So this is how these terms, there is a slight difference, but they differ from each other. So the informations which we get from the graded doses, potency and efficacy. Now, then comes the second type of the graph, which is this is the graded dose कर लिया हमने. अब क्वांटल डोज रिस्पॉन्स. नाउ क्वांटल डोज रिस्पॉन्स जो है बेटे, क्वांटल डोज रिस्पॉन्स या ऑल और नन लॉ, these are the two names for this. Now this graded dose response was basically done on individual basis, right? The quantal dose response or the all or none law is done on the population basis. Usually इसका मतलब ये है कि या तो रिस्पॉन्स होगी, ऑल और नन का मतलब ये होता है या रिस्पॉन्स होगी या रिस्पॉन्स नहीं होगी. So this is mostly done among the population, and it is usually done in the animals to find out of the various toxic doses and effective doses of some of the drugs. Here actually it is applied for mainly for the research purposes. अब research purposes में क्या है? You take a group of animals and a given आपने एक specified dose दी. So now you have to see that how many of your experimental subjects are responding to this dose and how many of them are not responding. It is the same way we are going to plot the dose on the horizontal axis and the response on the vertical axis. But in this case, we are plotting it the minimum dose which is showing us the response. यानी आपने दवाई के 1 मिलीग्राम दिया, 1 मिलीग्राम के बाद आपने देखा कि 4 एक्सपेरिमेंटल एनिमल्स जो हैं उन्होंने रिस्पॉन्ड किया, राइट? एंड द नेक्स्ट टाइम रिमेनिंग 8 or 10 they did not. Then you plotted that, and then you further increased, you further saw that there are few more animals, they got recruited to it. Likewise, we have to find out that how much of the dose was the toxic for them and how much of the dose was effective for them. जब आप इसका ग्राफ आप करते हैं on arithmetic scale, तो you get a distribution. It is called as Gaussian distribution curve, or a normal distribution curve is obtained in which the maximum number of the experimental animals are clustered around the midline. But if you plot it on this probability unit on the semi scale, there you again get the sigmoid shape. अब sigmoid को हम क्यों prefer करते हैं? क्योंकि once you have to compare certain parameters of two drugs, that is possible very easily in case of the sigmoid shape of graph. Hyperbola में या distribution curve में जो bell shape curve बनता है, उसके अंदर जो comparison है वो करना relatively difficult होता है. So both the type of the curves, if you just revise them in your mind, you would come to know that both of them, they are giving us different set of informations. On one side, we know the things are happening on continuous scale. Dose दी effect आया, dose दी effect आया. ऐसी बात नहीं है कि dose में effect नहीं आएगा, right? On the other side, it is all or none. Either the effect is response is there or the response is not there. Then it is done measured in a single biological. वहां पर हम एक उसके ऊपर कर रहे होते हैं, ठीक है? और यहाँ पर हम क्या करते हैं? यहाँ पर in the quantal we are doing the population studies. Case of the graded dose response, we are simply finding out that how much of the dose is going to produce how much of the response. In other words, we are more concerned, we are more dealing with the magnitude of response. यानी कि कितनी response आई, कितनी फिर बड़ी. That is the magnitude of response. In the case of the quantal, as we are doing it on the population, there we are seeing that how frequently the dose is appearing. यानी कितने जो एनिमल्स हैं या कितने भी एक्सपेरिमेंटल सब्जेक्ट्स हैं वो रिक्रूट हो रहे हैं विद द changing dose. So likewise जब हम इन दोनों को करते हैं तो जब हम ED50 करते हैं तो ED50 effective dose 50 in case of the graded dose response and in case of the quantal dose response is different. In case of quantal dose response, ED50 means that this is the amount of the drug on which 50% of the experimental animals will show the effect. Now, usually it is asked in the this is how the graded dose response curve looks like. अच्छा, ये आपके सामने एक एफिकेसी एंड पोटेंसी की एक पिक्चर है. अब अगर इसको थोड़ा सा गौर से देखें तो here there are 4 drugs and 4 curves which are being given. Now in this case you just see that your this curve B, it is showing that the drug is having potency is there, but its फार्माकोलॉजी इसकी जो थेराप्यूटिक एफिकेसी है इज वे लेस देन A, C and D, whereas the A drug is given in little more dose but is being effective. लिहाजा जब हम इसको करेंगे तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, A is more efficacious than B, right? अब A and B are more potent देन सी, यानी ए और बी दोनों की डोज कम यूज हुई. ए जो है वो बी से ज्यादा एफिकेशियस, ए और बी जो हैं वो दोनों के दोनों दे आर मोर पोटेंट देन सी. नाउ बेसिकली व्हाट वी आर कंसर्न्ड इज, अब इन दिस केस अगर हम ये देखें कि ए और सी, लेट्स फॉरगेट एट द मोमेंट, let's forget for a graph and we are just seeing that इसके अंदर A और C है, ठीक है. अब A और C का अगर आप मैक्सिमम इफेक्ट देखें तो बेटे दोनों की एफिकेसी जो है is comparable, right? But we are if we just see the potency, the pharmacologic potency of A is less as compared to C. But here our concern is more of the efficacy, कि जिस comparable efficacy सब होती हैं तो फिर हम उसके अंदर ये देखते हैं कि ठीक है, हमें फार्माकोलॉजिकल पोटेंसी के बारे में बॉदर नहीं करना, हमने एफिकेसी के बारे में बॉदर करना है. जैसे अब ए और बी में से अगर हमें चॉइस करने के लिए कहा जाएगा तो हम कहेंगे कि नो, वी नीड टू गो इन फॉर ए बिकॉज ए इज हैविंग मोर एफिकेसी whereas the B is not having that much efficacy, so here the drug of choice will become the A. This is how we compare. अच्छा, इसके अंदर और क्या होता है, और ये होता है कि हमने अगर कंपेयर करनी है, like we have got 2 drugs A and B and we have to compare the potencies of both the drugs, तो we will be comparing them. उनको हम compare कैसे करेंगे, on the basis of the calculation of EC50. 50 का मतलब क्या है, इफेक्टिव कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 50. इफेक्टिव कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 50 या ED50 एक ही बात है, और इसको हम डिफाइन कैसे करेंगे कि दिस इज द अमाउंट ऑफ द ड्रग which is required to produce 50% of the maximum effect. Now this is the maximum effect which is, पीछे ग्राफ में ज्यादा बेहतर समझ आएगा. This is the maximum effect which we are having. We will draw a perpendicular from the middle of the graph and we will see that this is the place where ED50 means that this ED50 is the amount of the drug which is required to give 50% of the maximal effect. We will compare ED50s of the 2 drugs. जो A और C मैंने कहा कि एक्सपेरिमेंटली हम ले रहे हैं कि एक A है और एक B है, तो इनकी हम ED50s कंपेयर करेंगे. जिसकी ED50 थोड़ी होगी इसका मतलब है उसकी पोटेंसी ज्यादा है. पोटेंसी हैज गॉट एन इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप. ED50 का मतलब ये हुआ कि जिसकी डोज जो है वो थोड़ी होगी, इफेक्टिव डोज 50, जिसकी थोड़ी होगी उसकी पोटेंसी इसका मतलब है ज्यादा है. तो दिस इज द वे हाउ we compare the potencies of the 2 drug with the help of the graded dose response curve. Now this is how the quantile dose response curve looks like. There are two sets of graphs. If you just see, and down it is like with the closed boxes, this is showing you the typical bell-shaped curve, and on the other side there is the sigmoid shape curve which is exhibiting the therapeutic effects, and on the other side it is showing us the lethal effects, right? And they are both these effects, they are again depicted in the same way, and every point the responding minimum number of animals responding to the minimum dose is being specified, and later on finding out the cumulative result, we deduce the ED50 and LD50. Now ED50 means the effective dose 50 and LD50 means lethal dose 50. इनको median lethal dose, median effective dose भी कहते हैं, ठीक है? Median toxic dose भी हमारी इसी से पता चलती है. Now this particular relationship of quantile dose response, it gives us the knowledge about the effective dose which is required to produce effects in 50% of the population, and the median lethal dose means that this is the amount of the drug which is going to kill or produce lethal effects in the 50% of the population. Obviously we don't want the thing to become lethal, so what we do is appropriate if we say TD50, that is toxic dose 50. This is the amount of the drug which is required to produce toxic effect 50% of the population. These are the differences between the two types of the relationships, because most of the time which is asked, define response curve, give its type, and what is the difference between the two types, or what is the clinical information which we get from the two types. So with the graded dose response and with the quantile dose response, on the side of the graded dose response, if you see, it is again very clear, it is a continuous scale, and number 2 pe it gives magnitude of response. On the side of the quantile it is all or none. On the number 2 जहां उसका हमें मैग्नीट्यूड पता लग रहा है, यानी हमने 4 मिलीग्राम दी तो रिस्पांस ये आया, कितना मैग्नीट्यूड, किस लेवल की रिस्पांस, किस एक्सटेंट तक रिस्पांस होगी, और उसके अंदर क्या आ रहा हमने नोट कर रहे हैं, फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ रिस्पांस, हाउ फ्रीक्वेंटली द एनिमल्स आर गेटिंग रिक्रूटेड इनटू दैट रिस्पांस, बिकॉज ओवर देयर वी आर नाउ प्लॉटिंग इट द मिनिमम डोजेस व्हिच आर एबल टू प्रोड्यूस द इफेक्ट इन द एनिमल. कितने उस वक्त में रिक्रूट होंगे, ये कितनी फ्रीक्वेंटली रिस्पांस आ रहा है. दिस इज व्हाट वी गेट फ्रॉम क्वांटल डोज रिस्पांस. ऑन द साइड ऑफ द ग्रेड डोज रिस्पांस, जैसे मैंने बताया कि सेमी लॉगरिथमिक स्केल पे जब आप करते हैं तो दोनों तरफ सिग्मॉइड शेप ही आता है, right? With the grade dose response, it is done on the individual basis. With the quantile dose response, it is done on the population basis. Graded tells us the potency of the drug, right? Also tells us the ये potency है ना, ये जो TD50 है, LD50 है, ED50 है, ये potency of the drug है, right? On the one side, we are with the graded, we are getting the maximal efficacy of the drug. कि ये दवाई जो है इसकी maximal therapeutic efficacy क्या है? Whereas on the side of the quantile dose response, we are simply, it tells us that how far the variability is there in the responsiveness of in the population. ठीक है, कितने लोग रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं, कितने हैं जो रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहे हैं. सो इट इज शोइंग अस द वेरिएशन ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स, and on that side we are getting the maximal efficacy of the drug. So as we found out potency and efficacy from the graded dose response, likewise quantile dose response, we have deduced a relationship which is called as therapeutic index. This is a measure of, you can say, there was a time when it was said that this is a measure of the safety of the drug, although it is not exactly true, because in past there were few drugs which had large therapeutic index. They were producing really very dangerous teratogenic effects in the human. Now, formula for its calculation is LD50 to ED50. LD50, that is, this is the amount median lethal dose. हम LD50 कहते हैं तो इसका मतलब है median lethal dose और median effective dose है नीचे, right? So this is the amount of drug which is required to produce lethal effect in 50% of the experimental animal, and effective dose 50. This is the amount of the drug which is required to produce effectiveness in which is required to show effectiveness in 50% of the experimental subject. Now, if you just see this from just by doing these two calculations, it is not going to serve the entire purpose. It is not showing us that particular जो भी दवाई जिसका क्या इंडेक्स ज्यादा है, इसका मतलब है उसके लीथल डोज में और इफेक्टिव डोज में गैप ज्यादा है. जिसका ये चीज ज्यादा होगी तो दैट मीन्स के हम उसे कहेंगे कि दिस सीम्स टू बी रिलेटिवली सेफ. एंड जिसकी थेराप्यूटिक इंडेक्स छोटी होगी कि नहीं, छोटी का मतलब ये हुआ जिसका भी डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा होगा वो ज्यादा बड़ी होगी, जिसका न्यूमरेटर बड़ा हो जाएगा वो ज्यादा बड़ी हो जाएगी. ठीक है, तो लिहाजा हम इसको ये नहीं कह सकते कि any which has got large therapeutic index is safe. No, you can say that, because this particular ratio, it gives us an insight of the drug, that this particular drug can be given and it is relatively safe, and potential of it to cause the toxic effects or lethal effect is limited to this much of dose. जो इतनी दवाई हमने दी है इसके अंदर कितनी उसके अंदर कैपेसिटी है टू एग्जेम्प्ट, टू कीप दिस, टू कीप द पर्सन एग्जेम्प्टेड फ्रॉम द एडवर्स इफेक्ट्स. आपने एक दवाई का जिसका थेराप्यूटिक इंडेक्स ज्यादा हो, उससे मुराद ये है कि अगर वो दवाई बहुत ज्यादा डोज में भी ले ली जाएगी तो वो बंदे के ऊपर लीथल इफेक्ट्स नहीं करेगी. जैसे कि बेंजोडाइजेपिन में थोड़ी डोज से ज्यादा जब आप और एक्सेसिव डोज लेते हैं तो लोग उससे मरते नहीं है, जो अक्सर होता है ना इमरजेंसी में फलाने लड़के ने 20 गोलियां खा ली डायजेपैम की, हो अब तो मुंह में जा रहा है, कबूत के मुंह में नहीं जा रहा होता, वो बिल्कुल ठीक रहेगा. तो इसलिए उसके पीछे घबरा के सारी क्लास की लड़कियों को नहीं भागना चाहिए कि हाय 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 बेचारा फलाना जो है निडाल होके खा रहा है. कोई निडाल से डाल नहीं होता. तो इससे ना इसमें घबराने की बात नहीं है कि भाग पड़े सारी क्लास उसके पीछे. सो दिस इज नाउ व्हाई आई से has got limitation. अगर नीचे आप देखें तो आपको नजर आ जाएगा कि हम LD50 तो नहीं ना चाहते. जब हम मरीज को इलाज कर रहे होते हैं उसमें हम LD50 में इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है. हमने अपने मरीज को मारना नहीं है. उसमें हमारा इंटरेस्ट क्या है कि वी शुड बी नोइंग कि ये किस हद तक ये दवाई जो है अगर इंक्रीज हो जाएगी तो इसके टॉक्सिक इफेक्ट्स जो है वो किस हद पे पहुंचेंगे. दैट वी कैन नॉट फाइंड आउट फ्रॉम दिस. सो इट इज LD50 रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं कर रही उस टॉक्सिसिटी को थेराप्यूटिक सेटिंग में. ठीक है. नंबर 2 पे ED50 जो है इज नॉट डिफाइनेबल. इससे मुराद क्या है? इससे मुराद ये है बेटा कि मैंने अब एक बंदे को दवाई दी है. लेट्स टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ एस्प्रिन. अ पर्सन हैज टू कंज्यूम एस्प्रिन फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ लेट्स से हेडेक. अब जो ED50 होगी वो EC50 होगी, वो डिफरेंट होगी from the same drug aspirin when it is meant to be used for its anti-inflammatory effect. So once again here once we are saying that ED50 से मुराद हम अभी तो मिसाल ये अभी तो हम जवाब ले रहे हैं ना कि this is the amount of the drug which is effective in 50% of the person who have used it. But which level of effective मेजरिंग, हमने कौन सा लेवल ऑफ इफेक्टिवनेस है? क्या हम उस बंदे का उस ग्रुप का सर दर्द ठीक करना चाह रहे हैं? क्या हम उस ग्रुप का एंटी प्लेटलेट इफेक्ट चाह रहे हैं? क्या हम उस ग्रुप में एंटी इन्फ्लेमेटरी चाह रहे हैं? सो वी इट इज नॉट क्लियरली डिफाइंड. तो तीसरी बात क्या होगी? व्हेनेवर वी गिव द ड्रग वी आर सपोज see the clinical situation, we are supposed to see the patient who is consuming it. ठीक है, जिस बंदे को दी जा रही है. जैसे कि एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे अगर एक आदमी एस्थमेटिक है और उसको हमने बीटा ब्लॉकर प्रोप्रानोलोल ड्यू टू सम अदर रीजन दिया. नाउ प्रोप्रानोलोल, the dose which is supposed to be effective to reduce the blood pressure In the normal person who doesn't have any issue with his lungs, that will be fine. But a person who is having an underlying disease, यानी underlying उसके clinical प्रॉब्लम है जिसके के अंदर दवाई डिफरेंट तरीके से रिस्पॉन्ड करेगी, दैट मैन might would end up into adverse effects of the propranolol. So we have to take into consideration the person as well before starting the drug. नंबर 3, it tells us just as acute toxicity, यानी आपने एक डोज दी, कंज्यूम किया ओवर अ शॉर्ट पीरियड और आपने उसके इफेक्ट्स निकाले, ठीक है. इट इज नॉट टेलिंग अस द लॉन्ग टर्म टॉक्सिसिटी, बिकॉज वंस यू विल स्टडी द ड्रग्स you would come to know that in the first few days some of the drugs they are not showing those adverse effects, but once they are taken for prolonged time they have long term toxicities which are totally different. So therapeutic index is just a sort of a you can say a little bit of guidance that this particular drug can be used, but we can say, we cannot say it like this कि जनाब बेहतरीन, ऐसा नहीं है. Then it does not measure the idiosyncratic reactions. अब idiosyncratic reactions जब हम पढ़ेंगे तो then I will explain you. Toxicity depends greatly on the clinical state of the patient. ये जो अभी मैंने 2 मिनट पहले आपको बताई है कि मरीज बंदा जो था उसको already asthma है, right? So there is a variation that exists in the effective dose or toxic dose, which again it takes less safe. The only thing is we cannot say that this is a measure of clinical usefulness of the drug, but it just gives us some information how much of this is free the undesirable lethal effects. ठीक है, ये as a measure of impunity का मतलब होता है exempted, with which डोज कैन बी गिवन, यानी एक दवाई जो है वो 100 मिलीग्राम या 200 मिलीग्राम तक ये ऐसे इफेक्ट्स प्रोड्यूस नहीं करेगी, इसलिए हमने अगर उसकी यूज हो गई तो अप टू 200 इट इज रिलेटिवली एग्जेम्प्टेड ऑफ द अनडिजायरेबल लीथल इफेक्ट्स. So this is what we information, but the more relevant या more clinical relevant जो चीज है उसको कहते हैं NNT, number needed to treat. आपके लेवल की बात नहीं है इसलिए उसके बारे में परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है. So tomorrow inshallah we will start with the therapeutic window and the remaining what is left, and I hope that you will study inshallah and go through the section. Sunday को थोड़ा सा उसको पढ़ें ताकि आपको पता चले कि हमने क्या किया, because in a day or two we will be ending with the dynamics and we will be starting another section which is again of equal importance. Okay, thank you very much. Last.